Hey everyone, welcome to a new video series I'm doing called FGO Budget Beasts, where I talk about some low rarity and easy to acquire servants that are useful for free-to-play players or new players with small rosters. Most of the servants I will be talking about have been buffed over the years, so I hope these videos can serve as a sort of updated guide for some of these older units. With that out of the way, it's time to discuss the first two characters I would like to feature, Sasaki Kojiro and Boudica. Kojiro is a 1-star assassin found in the Friend Point Gacha. He is a damage-focused servant with 3 quick cards and a quick NP, and his kit revolves around making all his quick cards do more damage. His first skill gives himself evasion for 1 turn and increases his crit damage by 40% for 3 turns, all on a 6-turn cooldown. As a quick-centric servant, a skill that increases crit damage is great, as he will be making a lot of stars. The 1-turn evade is also really nice to have. The only downside with this skill is its slightly long 6-turn cooldown. Kojiro's second skill is awesome. Fade Out removes his own debuffs and grants 15 stars immediately. It also grants a special buff for 3 turns that makes all his quick cards, including his NP, reduce the enemy's quick resistance by 10% for 3 turns. In the right scenario, this skill can make Kojiro's damage snowball to crazy amounts. And the cherry on top with this skill is its 4-turn cooldown, which means he only has a 1-turn downtime without this quick card buff. This skill is insanely strong and is especially impressive for a 1-star. Don't overlook the debuff cleanse and 15 stars either. His third skill ignores evasion for 3 turns while also increasing crit star generation and crit star absorption for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. This skill can be useful against enemies that evade, however the ability to almost guarantee that Kojiro takes the stars that he generates is really nice for full party setups, where he is the main damage dealer. Really nice skill that complements his other 2. His NP is single target that not only buffs his quick performance by 20% for 3 turns before damage, but his overcharge also generates crit stars, which at 100% will gen 15. This NP rounds his whole kit out. The quick performance buff for 3 turns is really strong, and synergizes extremely well with his second skill. As you can see by his skills and NP, Kojiro is all about clicking the green cards and profiting, not only with damage but also crit stars for your whole party. He is also a fairly strong solo servant, as he gets stronger the more quick cards you can use, and if he is by himself he can quick chain every turn. If you are looking for a low rarity damage dealer, or don't have an assassin build yet, Sasaki Kojiro is a very strong candidate. Boudica is a 3-star rider that all players obtain from clearing Septum, on top of being summonable normally. She is a support servant that has fairly strong defense up buffs, on top of targetable guts, and can shine when paired with another support servant, or mash to double up on those defensive abilities. Her first skill increases the party's damage against Roman enemies by 60% for 3 turns, and increases the party's crit damage by 50% for 3 turns. This skill is interesting as Roman enemies and bosses are fairly rare, and I typically like to think of it as a bonus to the very big 50% party-wide crit damage up for 3 turns. The Roman part of this skill synergizes with 5-star Romulus and a command code recently released in JP, so if you have either of those, it actually becomes very strong. Her second skill is a targetable guts for 1 time 5 turns, which also increases the target's max HP by 2,000 on a 6-turn cooldown. Having a targetable guts is very strong, and the fact that it lasts for 5 turns and only has a 1-turn downtime, as the skill has a 6-turn cooldown, makes it very impressive. 2,000 extra HP is nothing to scoff at either. Her third skill is a very basic party-wide arts up by 20% for 3 turns. 20% is not the greatest buff, but can be useful, especially since it only has a 5-turn cooldown. Boudica's NP increases the party's defense by 20% at MP5, and her overcharge effect further increases the party's defense and increases their attack, both by 20% at 100% NP charge. The first defense up and attack up buff lasts for 3 turns, however the second defense up only lasts 1 turn. This MP is most comparable to Mash's. While Boudica's MP is overall worse, the fundamental strength of high defense buffs as well as attack buffs is still relevant. Boudica can be seen as a side grade in some ways to Mash, an extremely strong character. And while Boudica overall is weaker, the way these characters are designed means you can use both of them together and be successful. In my NA account, I've been using Boudica as basically an extra Mash for boss fights, which has proved to be useful. If you need an extra defensive support servant, or need a party-wide 50% crit up with a targetable guts, I would recommend building Boudica. Thanks for watching this video, I really appreciate it. If you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments, and if you have any characters you would like me to cover, please let me know. Alright, I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.